In July 1991, India kicked off a series of reforms to unleash its economy from the stifling rigidity of the socialist era. 25 years on, these reforms have given rise to fascinating forces. Manmohan Singh, the then finance minister, ended his budget speech of 91-92 with a quote from French novelist Victor Hugo. "No power on earth can stop an idea whose time has come." He then went on to conclude with the declaration, "Let the whole world hear it loud and clear. India is now wide awake. We shall prevail. We shall overcome." The speech set the stage for the cleanest declared break from the past that India has seen on the economic front, both in years prior and since.
There was no serious dialogue in those turbulent times about economic policy making because the country was in political turmoil. So the reform agenda had to wait till a more stable government came, which happened when Narasimha Rao ji became the Prime Minister, and we were able to implement a reform program which has changed the fortunes of the country. But even there were problems. Although Narasimha Rao ji gave me full support, when it came to the approval of the industrial licensing policy, industrial policy, there was strong opposition in the cabinet. Important members of the cabinet were opposed to it, and Narasimha Rao ji turned to me and said, "What have you to say?" And I started by saying, "Mr. Prime Minister, we are doing nothing new. It is all there in the agenda for the government, written by no less a person than Rajiv Gandhi. So we are implementing what Rajiv Gandhi had always intended if he came back as the Prime Minister." And as we came out, Arjun Singh ji called me and he said, "You seem to have studied our election manifesto much more carefully than we have done." So despite serious objections about the industrial policy, the cabinet approved the draft. Jairam was asked to write what would be useful phraseology. But in Parliament, there was serious doubts about wisdom of what we were doing. And when the matter came before the parliamentary committee, Congress Parliamentary Party, there was a very strong opposition. And there were two persons who stood to support me. One was Manishankar Iyer, then the other was Nathuram Mirzaji. Nathuram Mirzaji said, "Gentlemen, you may be opposing this thing, but you will regret it if you do not go the path that Manmohan Singh has suggested." So I am very grateful to Manishankar Iyer for the two-member team that saved the reform process.